Hello everyone. Today let's talk about the difference between non-GMO and organic foods. So to start, let's reviewing what the GMO foods are. So the genetically modified foods are soy, corn, beet sugar, alfalfa, cotton, papaya from Mexico or Hawaii, canola, a lot of times zucchini, yellow squash, and they've approved potatoes, apples, genetically modified salmon as well. So there are mainly two types of genetically modified foods. The ones we are mostly concerned about are the Roundup ready crops. For example, soy. If they genetically modify the soy to be able to resist Roundup, when they grow that crop, they spray Roundup on it and the crop will resist the pesticide and everything else around it will die. However, there have been some super weeds and super bugs developing as a result. But that's the purpose of the Roundup ready crops, right? To be able to resist glyphosate and not die. And another type is BT crops, like for example BT corn. In this case, the genetic modification is not to make the plant resist Roundup, but instead they are able to implant the pesticide in the plant. For example, the bug goes to the bug in the cornfield, eats a piece of that corn, and when the bug does it, the pesticide in the grain will split open the bug's digestive tract and kill it. So they claim that then they don't need to use pesticides, which is not always true. But those are the two main types, and those things, they are not good for our health, for our bodies. And so let's take a look at non-GMO foods versus organic foods. So non-GMO, the label, the non-GMO verified label, obviously the food is not GMO. And there is some GMO testing required to make sure the food is not contaminated by other GMO foods around it or nearby. But it allows synthetic pesticides, and that includes Roundup. So something can be non-GMO but still contain Roundup, glyphosate. And for example, like these foods here, they can have Roundup residue, and they will have most of the times. Potatoes, like sugarcane, will have glyphosate. They usually spray it before they harvest, sometime before they harvest, to dry out the grains and or whatever it is. And they also have it in rice, wheat, barley, and so on, so grains in general. And also legumes have, like even there's a study from a university in Turkey that even found higher levels of glyphosate in legumes than in grains. So legumes would be like chickpea, lentils, beans, things of that kind. So if you buy something that's non-GMO, it doesn't mean you are protected against pesticides and even against glyphosate. So it doesn't mean it's clean. It only means it's not genetically modified. Now let's talk about the organic label. For example, the USDA organic label. So when they grow it, it's not going to be genetically modified. They do not allow synthetic pesticides, including glyphosate, so it's not allowed, but it's not tested for GMO contamination, or even like, how can I say, they allow some level of contamination, and sometimes they just, they just let it go, I can say, because you buy something organic, it means it's going to be a lot better. But it doesn't mean that the food is going to be 100% clean. That can still be traces of, well, actually they found traces of glyphosate even in GMO food and other pesticides, but of course, and also GMO contamination. For example, there's an organic cornfield, and there's another guy growing corn, and that's genetically modified. That corn can, the wind can help, contaminate the organic crop to a certain degree. So organic doesn't mean it's completely safe from that. However, the level of contamination, the level of glyphosate pesticide residue is a lot lower than if something is not organic. Okay, so not 100%, but a lot better, a lot safer. So if I were to rank it, I would say, of course, both organic and non-GMO, so that would be the best, right? So you have a lot less residues, and it's guaranteed to be non-GMO. In second place, I would rank just organic, right? Because it's a lot cleaner. And in third place, I would say non-GMO because, okay, it's not genetically modified, but it can still contain synthetic pesticides. So that's it for this video. You can like, subscribe, leave your comment below, and I'll see you in the next video.